Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone, and listen, I know I had said I was coming down here to curse the motherfuckers out, but I had a little talk with Jesus. Because I was coming down here to curse y'all asses out on a Sunday morning. And I just happened to scroll across the man streaming some gospel music. And I mean gospel music from when I used to go to church with my grandmama. And I knew that was one of them signs that, hey, don't you take your behind down there acting a fool. And so when I was coming down here the next time to curse your asses out, it was storming real bad. It was one of those lightning, thunder, and shake your house, God is trying to tell you something kind of storms. So I said, let me go sit my behind down somewhere. And then I still was pondering cursing y'all out, because I'm a hard-headed child. He's have to grab me by the collar and tell me, sit down somewhere. And so I had prayed about it a little bit, and I made me something to eat and made me a drink so I wouldn't come down here hangry and still curse y'all asses out and then have to get jacked up. But I mean, I got something to say. I just ain't gonna curse y'all asses out, because we supposed to be like family and stuff. And we ain't supposed to just go cursing family out all kind of way, because they done irritate our damn nerves. And I'm working on that, okay? But let me tell y'all something. When I got something to say about y'all fave, particularly the Candy and Kenya crowd, I'm gonna say what I got to say, okay? Now, you free to disagree, but that whole, you just don't like her. Even if I don't like her, unless you can show me what commandment I have broken by not liking her, I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Like, what is the significance of convicting me with you don't like her? I don't have to like somebody simply because they purport to be rich, or because they're pretty, or because they have affluence or access. I don't have to like them for that. I don't have to pretend to like them for that. Now, I'm very proud of myself in this moment, because I'm getting this off my chest without cursing motherfuckers out and telling them what you ain't gonna tell me how to do. I'm real proud of myself. I would just like to throw that in there. But you get my drift. I'm gonna say what I got to say. And your fave might be on the chopping block if they do some bullshit. Now, Kenya is known for her deplorable character. Now, Candy, I get that Candy got some money and she's a philanthropist and all that, but Candy got her bullshit with her too. And when she got down to this internet and she was cursing somebody Chick-fil-A working child out, where were y'all? That's all I want to know. Now, before you get in my comments about you just don't like her, ask yourself, well, why she don't like her? Or ask me, because you know I ain't got no damn problem telling you. But that's it. That's all. Let's get into the review. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I appreciate you listening. Now, before we do, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And shout out to my supporters, because in this economy, anybody that go in their pocket to support you, you bet not take for granted, okay? So shout out to Yvette Greer, O. Chapman, Tanya Fuller, and Amber Leday. I truly appreciate y'all. Now, let's get into this review. The episode opens with them showing us some little flashback catch-up scenes of what's going on with the ladies. Well, of those scenes, the only one that really mattered was Brooklyn met her granddaddy in person for the very first time. And she looked so excited. She had the biggest smile. She is such a sweet girl. Then we move on to Drew's house, where Ralph is hosting a brunch for all the ladies before they go off to Portugal. I don't know if this is his version of the Last Supper, because he know he getting ready to divorce this lady. I don't know if he getting ready to try to take your ass out because he know he don't want to be married to you no more. But either way, I don't trust it, and neither does Drew. She said, I ain't never seen you flip a damn pancake or scramble an egg. And now you're overseeing and hosting a whole brunch. Where's the poison? Drew said if this is Ralph's way of trying to show the world that he is this doting husband, he got a better chance at achieving peace in the Middle East. I said, well, this confessional must be after he filed for divorce, child. So all the ladies are showing up with their men, and the men are supposed to be cooking for the ladies. So we see Candy and Todd get there, Sonia and Ross, and then we see crazy cousin Courtney and Bryce. Now, Bryce is her baby daddy of her adult child, who she say ain't her man, but she keeps showing up with everywhere. Like, what is this? Candy is impressed. She said Courtney just got all kinds of surprises up her sleeve. She ain't beefing with the bitch no more. Now she curious. You mean to tell me Bryce from Groove Theory is your baby daddy? Yeah, Candy, you weren't the only one to pull off a baby daddy in the industry. she in the confessional, but he's such a nice guy. How did he ever put up with her? Girl, do you know what they're saying about you and Todd? So then we see the manless march in. We see Sheree coming by herself, followed by Kenya. Now, when Kenya got there, the first person she recognizes when she sits down is Courtney's baby daddy, Bryce. Now, mind you, this man was fine as in the 90s, and he's still a very handsome man. But apparently, this must have been the man everybody wanted a piece of, because Kenya's, oh my God, hi, is that Bryce? Oh my God, how long has it been? Not long enough, apparently. Sit your ass down. Y'all know how Kenya act over somebody else's man. Just sit down. Even Candy is rolling her eyes like, here we go with this bullshit. So Sheree at the table starting shit. She said, Kenya, did you bring your man? Sheree said in the confessional, Kenya is claiming to have a new man, but where the hell is he? Well, Drew must think she's on Kenya's tag team because she jumped in and she said, well, Sheree, where's your man? Sheree said he's not feeling well. Oh, he ain't paid his damn fee this month. Now, in the midst of all of this, Moniette and her man done showed up, and then we see Marlo, who is typically in the manless march, but she got something for y'all today. She comes in with Scott Lee. Oh, apparently he must have asked for a second date because she came in with him like this her damn man. So Kenya's in the confessional going in about what the f is he wearing. It looked like it must have been a Versace jacket or something. I don't know. But she said, I guess eBay was closed. Girl, Kenya, Mark is about the only man you done kept longer than one season, and that's because he is whooping your ass all through the courthouse. Furthermore, why is you worried about what that lady man got on when you had to buy a closet full of clothes to make it look like Mark was in your damn house? So they start discussing Marlo's plus one. Candy said, yeah, he's the head chef at the Continent. Why the hell you know everybody man? Like, how you know everybody man and their resume? Sheree and Courtney said, well, Candy, you know him? Well, I don't know him, but I mean, I've seen him around, girl. So Candy's in the confessional saying how she had met Scott Lee at some point in the past, but she never saw him as being Marlo's type because, you know, Marlo claims she doesn't have sex and people have to spend money before she does anything. You know, whore behavior. I know your ass is lying when you've been selling tickets to a whole show for years. Girl, Candy done told stories on herself on this damn show that have whore behavior written all over them. And you is in the confessional talking shit. So Kenya brings up Candy and Todd's movie. She asked, you know, what's going on with the movie? She said, well, we're at the point of hiring crew and cast. Kenya said, well, if y'all are casting, I sure haven't gotten an offer. Candy said, with no audition, you think you should just get an offer? She said, oh, I am so far past auditioning, and you are so far past good sense. Kenya said, but before I get too excited and make you think I'm going to lend you my presence, who would be my leading lady? Candy said, Drew. Kenya about lost it. I know you lying. So when Candy is discussing the premise of the movie and this wife that gets turned out, Kenya said, well, I'm the one that put threesomes on the map. Drew said, have you done anything since 12? Because you got to come 30 years up. Drew said in the confessional, it might be time to let go of those delusions of an acting career. So they're all sitting around the table when Kenya's phone rings. And Monietta jumps in ooh, I'll answer it. Now, is it me? Or does this man not seem to call Kenya until Monietta is around? It's almost like Monietta is this go-between that tells him, hey, go ahead and ring her phone real quick while we on camera. So Kenya decides she's going to turn the phone around to the group and she's going to show everybody that she got her a man. Marlo said, hold on, is that Roy? Call me crazy Roy? They said, yeah, that's him. Why? She said, oh, I know Roy. We went on a date, girl. All of a sudden, Kenya can't hear. Oh, let me step away. I can't hear. No, you heard that. Marlo said, hold on, let me make sure he still got the same number because she know Kenya going to try to call bullshit and she's going to pull receipts on that ass. Marlo said, we only went on one date, and what really happened is he was in my DM. Marlo said she was on Instagram, and she was preparing for a movie that she was working on, and she was getting input from her followers about what she should wear. And he came into her DMs and said, I think the bodysuit, Miss Marlo. Now, meanwhile, Kenya done ran off to some corner to have this conversation with Roy. And I'm sorry, something just don't give me that they date for real. Well, they couldn't wait to get Kenya's reaction to this bullshit. She comes back to the table and Sonia said, what are the odds that it would be Marlo of all people who's dated Kenya's guy? Marlo said, now see how you messy? See how you be starting? Because I never said I dated that man. I said we went on one damn date. Kenya said, well, I'm glad that he realized it then that she wasn't the one so he could date me. Thank you for showing him what not to want. Girl, shut the hell up. I know your ass is lying after you raised absolute hell about Martell must want me because the man DM'd you one time. This man slid in her DMs and slid her ass to a restaurant. And now you want, well, thank you for showing him what not to want. Girl, he don't want you either. Sheree said in the confessional, Kenya dragged Martell for saying thank you for the kind words to her and her DMs. So where's all that energy she had for him? I said, I know that's right. So here come her sidekick Drew in the confessional about, I don't know that Kenya was happy with getting Marlo's sloppy seconds because who knows where Marlo's been. Marlo said, enjoy the leftovers. So they get ready to wrap up the brunch and Sheree said, not without dessert. She said, Drew, is your chef over there gonna get paid? Drew said, girl, what? Sheree said, well, there's some stuff on the internet about you getting sued for not paying yet another damn chef. So what's up with that? Drew said, well, it's a lawsuit and it's being handled by my attorneys. But basically what happened is there was this chef. She wanted to come and trial her services for my family. And there was hair in the food. Girl, you sound like you lying. So this lady picked you of all the celebrities in Atlanta and said, I would like to come trial my services for your family. But there was also hair in the food, which caused you to not pay her. So was it a trial? Or were you supposed to pay her and you found a reason to not pay her? Because that's what it sounded like. She said she's gone to social media and she's doing interviews and she's trying to make me look like Sheree. No, she's making you look like Drew because everybody ain't saying this about you and it ain't true. So they finally asked Drew, well, how much is she suing you for? She said $1,000. I know you fucking lying. They look disgusted. You really willing to pay attorneys and get dragged through court and have your reputation dragged to hell over $1,000? Sheree said, well, the question still stands, is this chef gonna get paid? Drew said, why is you messing with me, Sheree? Because you messed with her first. She said, we done settled all our debts. Well, Sheree is one of those revenge is a dish best served cold kind of people. She don't forget shit. So they're sitting around the table laughing and talking, and Sheree says to Courtney, I'm really glad that you're going on this trip with us because I might need you in your crisis management services. She said, no, you won't. So she's joking with the ladies about being a crisis management. Kenya's making little dig comments. And she said, I don't need crisis management. I'm a crisis all on my own, bitch. I'm glad you know. Courtney said exactly, which is why you probably do need my services. So as she's laughing and talking, she's touching Kenya. Kenya comes out of nowhere. Don't touch me. I don't want you to touch me. Courtney said, I didn't touch you. Yes, you did 3 times. Here Kenya go with this bullshit. This never fails. Anytime somebody got a man she want to touch, she start acting stupid. Candy said, well, y'all get ready to fight, so that sounds like the brunch is over to me. She gets up, grabs her stuff, and goes outside to get her husband, who's finally bonding with a group of men. You can tell he is just feeling like a damn man. And here she comes. Come on, let's go. Todd, if you need help, blink twice. So we see all the ladies packing up, getting ready to go to Portugal. We see them go to the airport. And they make it a point to let us know that Candy had the bubble guts the entire time. Just why the hell is her BG's our damn business? So they all arrive in Portugal and the ladies are checking in with their husbands. Drew said to Manyetta's husband, yeah, please feel free to check on my husband because he's in Vegas on a work trip, girl. So Drew claims that somebody who was working with production on her music video is also over some black version of Magic Mike called Chocolate City in Vegas. And supposedly that's the work trip that Ralph is on. He's out trying out for that show. So is this like a casting couch kind of thing? So once they all get through their shock that Drew's husband is out trying out to be a damn stripper in Vegas, here comes Sonya starting shit about let's go out into these streets and see who's really worldwide, girl. You must be here to take Sheree's job. You must be here to be bone carrying and starting shit. So they're all settling into their suites. It's an absolutely beautiful hotel. And Monyetta and Drew are outside talking. They're standing on the water. Monyetta said, do you know what's just on the other side of that water? Drew said, no. She said, Africa. Africa is right there. Drew said, well, I've never been to Africa. I mean, I've been to South Africa, but never to Africa. I don't know what in the American education system is wrong with your ass, but why would you get your ignorant ass on TV and say, I've been to South Africa, but never Africa? What in the geographical dummy is you talking about? Just, oh my God. Monyetta standing there in her damn Tina Turner wig like, what did you just say? Monyetta skipped straight past that shit. You know what? This is my moment to plug my shit. I ain't got time for you and this stupid shit. She said, well, I do have an orphanage down in Swaziland. You know that, right? Drew dumbass. Oh my God, I didn't know that about, you have a village? The D in Drew is for dumb, because just, Monyetta said a village. Girl, I didn't tell you I have no damn village. I told you I have an orphanage. Just who in the Oprah hell do you think she is? A village? Drew standing in line her ass off about, yeah, I would love to come. Girl, stay your ass home. You don't even know when your ass is in Africa. Just stay home. So Drew changed the subject and got into some territory that she can navigate, because she cannot navigate a damn map. She said she got a problem with Sheree for bringing up this whole lawsuit with this chef in the middle of this brunch in front of everybody. So we see Kenya and Candy talking, and Kenya is saying how she has an upcoming divorce court date. Candy said, I'm real tired of you and this never-ending damn divorce, and so is we. Kenya said, yeah, I know, and for a long time I wasn't even comfortable talking about like who I'm dating, and now I'm excited. Candy said, well, speaking of dating, did it weird you out at all when Marlo said that she dated your guy? She said, no, I mean, he had already told me. Yeah, he said they went on like a date and it was years ago, and I mean, he doesn't follow her or anything. What is that supposed to mean? Child, an Instagram page ain't but a search away. Just because he doesn't follow her don't mean he don't follow her. Candace said, yeah, I mean, clearly it was nothing. Kenya said, yeah, absolutely it was nothing. It was years ago and there wasn't a second date, so clearly you weren't what he wanted. Well, ma'am, Marlo said the man corny. Marlo said there was no second date because on the first date, she realized he was corny, he wasn't her type, and she wasn't interested. That's what Marlo said happened. So Kenya's in the confessional saying that Roy is young and handsome, he has money, he's successful, he doesn't have to pay for pussy. It wasn't a date. Well, first of all, ma'am, don't you have a reputation for paying for dick? Secondly, how is it a date when you talking to everybody else, but now in the confessional, when you need to comfort yourself and soothe your insecurities? It wasn't a date. You's a damn lie. So Sonya and Marlo are talking, and Sonya said, well, help me understand. How is it that when you mentioned you actually went on a date with the guy that she's dating, we just skated right on past that like we at Drew's video shoot? But when she brought up that Martell DM'd her one time some years ago, it was all this energy and all this smoke in the city. Help me understand the difference. And of course, they showed all the footage of the whole clash with Martell, and Martell showing that he DM'd her 2 years ago. Kenya has a deficit and desperation for attention. That's the problem. She is literally desperate for attention all the time, especially from men that are attached to other women that she feels like she's in competition with, and she will do anything for attention. Kenya is one of those people for whom negative attention trumps no attention. Like, I'd rather start some shit, be in the middle of some shit, have a whole scene going than for nobody to notice me at all. Marlo says she can't even handle acknowledging that I went on a date with this man. But when it comes to Martell, she wanted to run to Sheree like it was this whole thing and create this whole scene. She said, what did she say? Because I wasn't even mean to her about it, but what did she say when she came back to the table? Sonya said, she said something along the lines of, well, at least he dated you to figure out you ain't what he wanted and all this other stuff. Marlo said, hold on, listen. Now, the thing is, y'all call me all kind of hookers and hoes, but y'all might have seen me with one man over all these years. She said, we done seen Kenya with 1 million men and she couldn't keep none of them. Well, just damn. And Bravo backed that shit up. Bravo showed clips of Kenya with all kind of different men from all over the years that she couldn't keep. Marlo says, so I guess everybody knows what to not like with her because don't nothing last over there. So the ladies all go to dinner and they're sitting around the table ordering shots and getting ready to order food. And Kenya starts asking everybody if they can wink. And I can only wink my right eye. And can you wink? And can you wink? Well, if y'all stop fucking with y'all face, you could probably move it. So apparently Sheree has decided that this season she's going to be the healer and the peacemaker. So they're around the table eating. And she brings up them needing to work out whatever issues they might have. Courtney starts to address her issue with Kenya, and she says, you know, I want to address this because I didn't even realize that we had a problem. Kenya is doing that, pretending to ignore her, she liked to do. And Courtney starts explaining that, listen, I thought we were laughing and having a good time, and all of a sudden you had a problem with me. And from the conversation that I had with Sheree explained to me that you said you felt like I wasn't letting you get to know me and I was violating your space. Kenya said, well, in reality, what it really was is, you know, everything was cool and copacetic. We laugh and talk and kikiing until I realized that you were being condescending with me. That's when I told you stop touching me. So in the spirit of addressing issues, Drew decides to address her issue with Sheree. She said, you know, I felt like me and you came a mighty long way. And I was really disappointed and let down by you bringing up my legal issue in front of the whole group. Sheree said, well, I was also disappointed by you bringing up the things you said about me. Bitch, you want to cry in here? We can go tear for tear. Drew said, don't talk about my business behind my back. If you're a friend, you should be able to come to me and talk to me. Sheree said, well, we're becoming friends. And technically, she said it to your face. It just was in front of everybody. Sheree said, listen here, when we were at that reunion, did you not lie on me? So why would you think I got loyalty to you? Drew said, lie on you? What did I lie on you about? We already went through this. She said, you went on the radio station telling them that I confiscated everything from y'all. She got on the show and denied it. They played the footage of her saying everything. But the rest of the ladies came to Drew's defense. They're all in the confessional saying, I mean, well, we didn't get shit. She brought that shit out for show because we sure didn't get nothing. Marlo said, well, I don't know about them heifers, but I got me a bunch of shit. Marlo, did she give you that stuff or did you use your old 5-finger discount? So the ladies are trying to reiterate to Sheree that, listen, I don't mean no harm, but they did take all that shit from us at the reunion. Sheree said, well, I ain't got nothing to do with that because I ain't told nobody to take nothing from y'all. Candy said, well, hold on. Do you think we making this shit up? She said, yeah, I do. Now, Sheree, they done had another sale on delusion because here she go with this bullshit. Kenya said, no, girl, no. Now, listen, I ain't gonna let you look crazy on TV. They did take that shit from us. Sheree know they took that shit. Like, just stop. So Drew is saying to Sheree, you know, it's not cool for you to go out there saying all kind of stuff and trying to expose stuff about me and my family. Sheree said, oh, it doesn't feel good, does it? Drew said, okay, so now we doing tit for tat. Now you want to teach me a damn lesson? Well, maybe. I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Treat people like you want to be treated. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. All them Aesop's fables and all that shit. Drew said, well, I guess you're just incapable of moving forward. How are you doing a trip about healing and you can't heal your damn self? The thing with Drew is she does a lot of throw the rock and hide her hand shit. And she feels like once she's thrown a rock and then she said, I'm sorry for throwing the rock. You know I like you. Ain't nobody gonna throw a rock back at her. Now, I ain't saying Sheree ain't messy as hell, but Drew leads the messy train. Drew keep some slick shit to say about somebody and then don't want nobody to say nothing about her. Drew says, so yeah, what it boils down to is you incapable of moving forward. Sheree said, okay. So Kenya is trying to play middleman peacemaker, and she said, listen, I think y'all see each other as sisters. You're a little sis, she's big sis. I think you have a lot of respect for Sheree. Sheree said, yeah, that's all well and good, but I was really hurt when I heard her up on the radio talking about me and my brand. Now, Sheree, now, if you know you ain't gave them people shit, I'm gonna need you to pipe down. Drew said, well, I'm being vulnerable enough to come tell you how I feel. Can you acknowledge my feelings and then we can get to yours? See, that's your problem right there. This person is telling you, you hurt me first, and I, in turn, did some retaliatory shit to hurt you. And your whole thing is your feelings. Let's worry about mine. Sheree said, first of all, don't tell me what I need to acknowledge. Second of all, check your tone. Drew said, okay, well, I would like for you to own and apologize for what you've said and done. Sheree said, and I would like for you to own and apologize. We gonna do this all night. Drew said, well, first of all, you're deflecting. And my issue is how you were carrying this information around just wasn't genuine and my feelings were hurt. I said, now, ain't this a walking double standard? Because this is exactly what you did to her. You went on the radio, you said whatever you had to say for kicks and giggles, and you thought it was cute and entertaining, and then she turned around and came to your brunch and did the very same thing to you. But for some reason, you think your feelings matter more than hers. You don't get to cross somebody and then tell them they need to consider your feelings. That ain't how this works. Kenya said, well, Sheree, at this point, what do you need to forgive her? Sheree ain't got a damn answer. She said, can I have some of your French fries? Because That's what I need right by now. And the episode ends with Drew walking away from the table. She walks outside in tears. And listen, I'm sorry that her feelings are hurt. No, she's crying and all that. Here's my thing with Drew. I don't have no bunch of sympathy for her because you could have gone on the radio and talked about your damn self. So the fact that this lady said, oh, well, you talking shit about me and what I got going on. All right, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm going to talk shit about you. The difference is I'm going to do it to your damn face. But that's it. That's all. And I ain't got no more. Thank you so much for coming down here listening to me and let me get this off my chest. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And in the meantime, until next time, just like every time, I love you and I mean it. Bye.